I finally watched a movie. It's about time. About Time, released in 2013 and is directed by Richard Curtis, who has also directed such films like Love Actually and The Boat That Rocked. And this film is starring Domhnall Gleeson, Rachel McAdams, Bill Nighy, Tom Hollander, and Margot Robbie. And the reason why we're talking about Time today is because it was a PayPal recommendation and donation from one of my longtime subscribers and contributors on this channel. Name the Stars, thank you very much. I love all these recommendations that you give me because a lot of them are movies that I've heard about and I've never seen, or I've just absolutely never heard about at all. And I've always seen this movie like in the bargain bins at Walmart or just like for really, really cheap. And I always thought it was a typical romantic comedy, maybe a British romantic comedy, but a romantic comedy in the end. But it's absolutely, I mean, it is romantic in some ways, but it's more just about life and living life. And the message of this movie made me so happy. And during this time where I'm recovering from COVID, you can probably hear it in my voice, I'm still congested and I still have a lot of phlegm that I'm coughing up. I'm trying to be animated for you here, but during this time where I'm recovering, this movie is definitely welcome. Tim Lake is a very shy individual who has always been looking for his one true love his entire life. Luckily for him, on his 21st birthday, his father gives him a little bit of information that changes his life forever. All of the men in his family have the ability to travel back in time. And over the course of his life, Tim uses this gift to right all the mistakes that he makes in the day so that he's able to find true love and live happily ever after. In saying that plot synopsis, it kind of makes Tim out to be an absolute dick because he has the power and he's not sharing it with anyone, but Tim is a very lovable character. Any character in any story, movie, book, TV show that has been given the power of time travel to go back and right the wrongs, those people could easily turn into just hateable people because they could easily take advantage of anyone. They could take advantage of sleeping with anyone, or getting with anyone, or falling in love with anyone, or kind of tricking someone to fall in love with them. Tim, however, is a very stand-up gentleman, and he doesn't do that. He is very true, he is very honest, and when he finds the love of his life, he only wants to be with her, and that makes Tim out to be just like the best character ever. The love of his life being Rachel McAdams, who is also fantastic in this film. She's adorable, and I just love her chemistry with Domhnall Gleeson. I'm terrible with his name, and I kind of like not pronouncing it correctly. It's a lot of fun for me. But their chemistry together is absolutely wonderful, and it puts a smile on my face, because you can tell that these characters are just madly in love with each other. And there is a point in this movie where Tim has the opportunity to sow some wild oats, I guess. Let's put it that way. I don't want to spoil it, but he does end up making, in my opinion, the correct decision, and it makes Tim out to be just a great character and a stand-up gentleman. I also have to give kudos to this film for the use of time travel. Putting time travel in anything can overcomplicate a story very, very easily. Because for me, I start to ask questions like, okay, if you travel back in time, what happens to that version of you that you're traveling back in time with? Is there going to be two of you in that situation? If you go back again, is there going to be three people? What's the butterfly effect that happens with this? If you say something to that person, or if you nudge that person, is that going to trickle down to cause like World War III or World War IV later on in life? But this movie handles it so simply and so matter-of-factly that me as an audience member just sitting back, I kind of relax and go like, time travel? Okay, cool, let's go with it. And you get that sense from great delivery from Bill Nighy, who is also fantastic in this film. He was tugging at my heartstrings like crazy. Oh my god. Those moments with him and Tim, and I don't want to spoil it because it's very heart-wrenching, but oh god, it's a beautiful thing. But his delivery to his son, just like, hey, we can travel in time. There it is. I appreciate that, just being matter-of-fact, not being like world-ending or cataclysmic or anything like that. It's just, we have the power to travel in time, and we're not using it to destroy everything or wreak world domination. No, we're just using it to live out our lives to make ourselves happy. That is a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful sentiment. If you had the power to travel back in time, you would ask yourself like, oh, can I go back and change world hunger? No. These people have the power to travel back in time really only in their own lives, things that they have done or seen in their own lives. They can't go back like thousands of years to old Egyptian times or back in old Greek times or anything like that. And the lessons that are provided in this movie, even having the power to travel in time, using that to help you appreciate each day that you're alive, you have to, like, I'm freaking crying right now just thinking about it. And the time traveling is really well written because when you think of the concept of time travel, like, you can go back and do anything or change anything. But in here, even having the ability to time travel puts a finite date on a couple of characters and a couple of situations that these characters relive in their life. After a certain event and you meet someone, or if you have a kid, if you go back further in time, that could affect the kid that turns out. Maybe you have a girl in one timeline and you go back a little bit farther to change something, and then you come back in time and all of a sudden that little girl is a little boy and it's someone completely different that you never knew. It's a really well written film. It tugs at your heartstrings, and I was invested the entire time. And I went into this thinking, oh, it's going to be just this cheesy romantic comedy between these two people. But no, it's really almost like a slice of life with this fantastical aspect of, hey, we can time travel in it. But it's really a slice of life look at these two characters and the great chemistry that they have with each other. And I thought I knew where the story was going. I thought we were going to get to a point where Rachel McAdams finds out that he can travel in time, and then she was going to hate him and yell at him, and they were going to get into this huge fight. But none of that happens. It's just, we have the power to travel in time, and that's it. And now I'm just going to live out the rest of my days. And that's just a beautiful thing. It's a weight off of my shoulders just watching this. This movie could have made itself way more complicated and making it so not universal at all, but simplifying it and just focusing on these characters' happiness. It makes it so much more universal and so much more lovable. I'm so happy I watched this movie. It's one of my favorite movies I've watched this year. And you know what? I haven't done this in a while, but I'm going to give About Time 5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I think I see blue. He looks glorious.
There's not a thing about this movie that I would change, and I would go back and watch it again and again and again. And I actually went out and sought a physical copy of this movie afterwards. That's how great this film was. So guys, if you've seen About Time, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across because of this video, then comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so you know the next time I'm releasing next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.